Hey everybody, it's Savannah Taylor, the Gardenista, your kitchen garden coach, and I am really excited to show you all my first eggplant. I was not very successful with growing eggplant last season for a variety of reasons. So I'm here to help you all skip those mistakes so that you too can be very fortunate to finally get an eggplant. Now, if you don't like the taste of eggplant, stick around to the end and I'm going to give you some tips to help you fall in love with eggplant. Because here I'm telling you, we devour these things, okay? So, first things first, if you have at least 3 more months of a warm growing season, you can definitely, there's still time to go ahead and plant your seeds into the soil. Now, I do start these indoors just to kind of get a little bit of a head start because even though 3 months is not super long, that's pretty average for things. I still like to kind of get a head start. And the warm weather, of course, here in Southern California starts up around the spring. And then, of course, we have our summers. But in our fall, we don't really get cold, chilly falls. So if you live in an area that still stays relatively warm during the fall, you can go ahead and plant some eggplant. So the ideal temperature for eggplant is really no less than 50 degrees. Anything less than that, you probably just want to wait until the next season to go ahead and get your seeds in the soil. But they love heat, okay? Warm weather. Now, a little tip about the heat. Most of you know that we have had an unusual hot summer season around the country. Here in California, we have had more than our share of triple-digit heat days. And even though the eggplant loves heat, it don't like that much heat. Okay. So what I have done is I have actually kept this eggplant under my patio where it has gotten partial shade. Normally it prefers for full sun, but like I said, given the extreme temperatures that it's been way above 90 degrees, I went ahead and I just kept it under my patio and it has done very well. Another little FYI about eggplant. Now, the plant itself loves the sun, but the eggplant fruit does not. Okay. So that leads me to another tip with regards to growing eggplant: pruning. It really does not need to be pruned. Now, I did prune maybe 1 or 2 leaves during this growing season because they seemed a little yellowish and not really healthy. And so I went ahead and pruned it, and it was towards the bottom. But you do not want to treat an eggplant as you would, say, a tomato plant. They're not the same with regards to the care. You don't want to prune and deadhead and all that kind of stuff. Leave it alone. Why? Because the leaves actually provide a shady protection for the fruit. Okay. And I know it's like the plant needs to make up its mind. Do you like the heat or not? All right. But again, it loves the sun, but the eggplant fruit itself needs the shade. It does not. I actually pulled it out at one point, and that's the advantage of having a grow bag. You can move it around and chase the sun if you need to. But I had moved it out to full sun when it was super hot, and I came out the next day and it was completely drooped. I was like, oh no, I done lost my eggplant. But you know what? I just moved it back over underneath the patio. I deep watered it really, really well, and the next morning it came right back. So it was very forgiving in that respect. Okay. So that's really the ins and outs of it. If you're starting from seed, which I do here on my channel, I do start a lot of things from seed with the exception of my food scraps. If you start from seed, it's going to take about 14 days to germinate, and you want to absolutely do that as well in heat or in when it's warm. You don't want to do that in the winter time. If you still have some inclement weather or it's not warm enough and you want to start your seeds, go ahead and start them indoors. I've done tons of videos on starting seeds indoors. If you have a nice, you don't even really need a sunny window to start seeds. A lot of times seeds prefer to germinate in shade. So even if you don't have a sunny window, it's fine. You can still start your seeds indoors. And then once it gets probably about, I would say about 4 to 5 inches above the little nursery pot, you can go ahead and transplant it and start getting it acclimated to the outdoors, which we call hardening off. And if you haven't been watching, or if you're new to the channel, hardening off is just a process of allowing a plant that was started indoors to get used to the outdoors. Because it can send it into shock if it's getting like direct sunlight all of a sudden, and in the wind and all this kind of stuff. So yes, you definitely want to harden your plants off if you started them indoors, so that they can get acclimated. And it takes maybe about, I would say, I do it maybe a few times. I'll bring it outdoors while I'm watering, and then take it back indoors when I'm done. And I'll do that maybe 2, 3 more times, and we're good. So now here's the tip with regards to preparing eggplant. Now, the trick is that when you slice it up, you want to lay it out, and you want to sprinkle it with some kosher salt. Okay, lay it out on a paper towel, on a baking sheet or something, on a paper towel. Lay them out all sliced up. Sprinkle some kosher salt on top of them. And after about maybe an hour, 30 minutes to an hour, you're going to see little beads of water. It's drawing out that bitterness, okay? And it's drawing out that excess moisture that causes the bitterness, okay? After that, go ahead and wash it off. And what we do is I fry them, okay? Some people make them into eggplant parmesan. I really don't like them in that. I'm not an eggplant parmesan person, but baby, we will kill some fried eggplant, okay? So I will pretty much just, pat them dry and dredge them in some egg and then some breadcrumbs or some flour, and then go ahead and put them in the oil. And then when they come out of the oil, that's when I season them with just some salt, so that that salt can stick to the oil, and then they're just perfect. When it hits your tongue, it's like, oh my goodness, so good. So that is my little tip on preparing eggplant. If you have any questions, please put them down below. I enjoy hearing from you all. And I've got a few more eggplants coming in, and I'll definitely keep you all followed up with that. But I'm just so excited with my new baby here, and I just wanted to share it with you all. And again, if you have any questions, hit me down in the comments below. And until next time, when we grow something else. Bye-bye.